Hi, I'm Ms. Hill, and this is second grade. This is second grade personal narratives, and this is our first lesson for personal narratives. Week 1, day 1. I know we haven't done a lot of writing in a while, but I love writing stories and I love sharing stories, so I hope you're ready to write and share stories also. But before we can do that, we have to have some tools in our back pocket. Good writers have lots of tools that they use to write those stories that we love to read. And in order to be the best writer that we can be, we need to make sure that we have those tools also. So, something that you might want to get if you don't already have one is a notebook. It doesn't have to look like mine. Mine, as you can see, I write in it a lot. So, I have like pages sticking out of it, and it may not be as neat as yours, but you want a nice notebook that you can write in that has lots of pages that you can fill up. Another thing is you need pencils. I also, you don't have to have this again, but this is something I like to have. I also like to have colored pens. You could use colored pencils or colored markers or just pencils. That's okay too. But it's nice to have a variety of writing tools so that you can mark up on your paper and change things around, and it stands out to help you see what you need to fix, what works, what doesn't work. So I'm thinking about some of my favorite stories that I've read to my second grade classes in the past. I know a lot of my students like to read stories that have to do with Pete the Cat, the Junie B. Jones stories, the Dog Man stories, and I want us to be able to write stories like that also. But like I said, the genre that we're in right now is personal narratives, and that's what we're starting with first. So, what is a personal narrative? I want to show you an anchor chart for personal narrative so you have an idea of what you need in a personal narrative. So, here's my anchor chart for elements of a narrative. In a personal narrative, you need a beginning of the story, of course. And in the beginning of the story, we as readers, we meet the characters. We learn about the characters. The characters can be people, the characters can be animals, it can be non or inanimate objects like a chair or a desk come to life. In a personal narrative, though, it's going to be you. You're going to be the character, and it's going to be a real character, not a made up character, because it's a personal narrative, a story about something that happened to you. In the beginning, we also include the setting for the story. Where did the story take place? What time did it happen? Was it in the morning? Was it at night? Was it at home? Was it in the park? Was it at Disney World? Where were you when this story took place? Next, when we get to the middle of the story, our characters face a problem. What was the problem you were having in your story? And then finally, at the end, the character solved the problem. How did you solve your problem? What did you need to do? Where did you need to go? Did somebody help you? So all three of these parts come together. They make up a personal narrative. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Now, before we can start writing all those good ideas and putting our story together, we need to brainstorm. We need to come up with some ideas for what we want to write about. So, we're going to take those nice books, those notebooks that I was talking about, and you're going to open it up to the first page. Find the first page in your notebook. And you want to keep your notebook fairly organized because it'll help you as a writer find and locate things. Now, I have to go a little further because my book has been used for a while, but you should have a fresh, clean notebook with nothing in there. And you have your first page looks like this, okay? At the top, you're going to want to write the date. Let's hold that a little bit. You're going to want to write the date on your page. Okay, so I'm going to start you off September. I'm writing it right at the top. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to tilt my screen. So I'm writing September. And then you're going to write what day it is right next to it, comma, 2020. And this is your personal narrative. So you want to make sure you have your date at the top of your page so you know when you wrote this. So there's no confusion about, did I write this in 2021? Did I write this in 2019? You want to make sure to start each entry with your date at the top, okay? And now we kind of want to start to plan and think about, what can we write about? So I want to show you how we brainstorm. On your page, so I have my blank page right here on the screen for you to see, we're going to brainstorm some ideas of what we could write about. So things that I might write about, things that I've done over the summer. Let me make this a little bit bigger because I have the space on here. Well, I know we have not been able to go outside, so maybe we haven't been able to do a lot of things. But I know a lot of you might have gone swimming. So I can put the word swimming on my page, okay? Maybe I played outside with my brother or my sister, okay? That might be something that you did. So we have swimming, played outside with my brother or my sister. Maybe you learned how to ride a bike or you went bike riding. So right now, I want you to just think of some things that you've done over the summer or before over the summer. Maybe you went on a vacation, or went to visit somebody. I know I like to go visit my grandma. Visited grandma. Okay, visited a friend. Visited a park, visited your sister, visited your cousin. Just list some things, at least 5 things that you've done recently. A big one that I know that my students used to say, it's not my favorite thing, but I know they like to play video games. Played video games is usually a really big one that a lot of them. Maybe you got a new puppy this summer or a new kitten, a new pet. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is brainstorm some things that you have done over the summer. And I'm gonna list those things right down the line, right down on my paper. Okay, so you got those written down, and that's right up there at the top. So I want you to pause this video and take some time to add things that you have done so far this summer. And then when you're ready, press play again so we can come up with some more ideas of things that you have done while you've been out of school over the summer. All right, if you are back, that means you have finished coming up with a couple of things that you've done over the summer. Now I want you to think about people in your life that are important to you, that you spend time with. So let's think, who's somebody that you spend time with that's important to you? Oh, yeah, mom is definitely an important person that you spend time with. Who else? Ah, yep, dad is somebody important that you spend time with. Your sister, somebody important that you spend time with. Many of you have a brother. Yep. You're going to list these just like I'm listing them. You can put them right on your paper. It's okay. You can put them on there. We're just brainstorming right now. Who else do you spend time with? Ah, some of you spent time with your cousins or cousin. Okay. Add that to our paper. Okay. Who else have you spent time with? I also have an aunt. I spend time with my aunt too. Oh, you have an uncle? Okay. Your uncle. Who else? Friends. Yeah, it's always a good time to spend time with your friends. Okay. Anybody else that you spent? Your grandpa. And some of you may call your grandpa something else. Pop, pop, pop. Your grandma. Maybe you call your grandma Nana, Mimi, whatever you call them. You can add them to the list also. Anybody else that you spent time? Oh, okay. Oh, that goes on our other list. Somebody just said that they also went to camp. So let me switch back to the first list, things that you did. You can also put on here, went to camp. Okay. So I'll write the word camp because you went to camp also. That's a good one. Okay. So we have a list of places we might have went to. We have a list of people we might have spent time with. Okay. Lots of information. Now, you should still have some space. So hopefully you're not writing too big on your page, but if you are running out of space, you can turn the page. But one thing I want to show you, we don't want to waste paper. So if we filled up this page right here, all you're going to do is turn to the next page and write right on the back of it. You don't have to go to the next side. Go to the back of the same page you were writing on, okay? So now let's talk about feelings. Feelings. Yeah, feelings. Things that you felt during this summer. What are some ways that you felt? Happy. Yep, I was happy this summer too. What? Silly. Yeah. Silly. Oh, sad. Okay. Yeah, it was hard not seeing some of our friends. What else? Can you say that again? Angry. Sometimes we do feel angry. What are some other feelings that you might have felt over the summer? Scared. Okay. What's another one? Cheerful. Yeah. This hill is having so many troubles with these buttons. What else? Excited. Yeah, because there's so many things going on, so many fun things to do in the summer. And you get to see different people and new people. Okay. Oh, I like that word. Okay. Relaxed. I definitely feel relaxed in the summer. Tired. Yeah, it's been tiring too. I've taken a lot of naps. I don't normally take naps. It's definitely another word that I would use for the summer. Any other words we want to add on here? It's all right if you can't think of anything else. We're just trying to brainstorm to get our ideas flowing and thinking about what we want to write about. Okay. I want you to move down a little bit on your paper, but stay on the same paper because we are brainstorming and it's okay to have these thoughts floating around on our paper. So you're just going to go down a little bit on your paper and we're going to think of how we can connect these thoughts together. Some of you said you went on trips. Some of you said you went to your grandma's house. Some of you said you went to your friend's house. Some of you said you stayed home. I want you to think about one time you did something. One time, not 2 times you went somewhere, one time you did something. Put it in your head. Hold it. Got it? Okay. Think about one time you did something and who was there with you. So for me, I went to the beach. So I'm going to write the word beach. And my daughters went with me. So I'm going to just jot down some thoughts. My daughters came with me. My daughters Diamond and Jaden, my sister Carla, all went with me to the beach. It was sunny outside. It was hot. It was fun. I was happy. I was sweating. I was hungry. And I was joyful. Oh, and that word that somebody said earlier, I was feeling relaxed. Okay. All of these things. So I want you to just kind of brainstorm one time you did something and just write down who went with you, where were you, right? I was at the beach. Who was there with me? How did I feel? Jot that down. That's it. because we are just starting our planning. We're just getting our ideas together to kind of think about one time that we did something, one time that we went somewhere, who was there with us. When you finish that, we'll move on to the next part. So this lesson is pretty easy because it's just us thinking about coming up with ideas for a story that we want to write about. Now, I stopped with the beach, but I'm going to go down here and I can continue writing other things that I've also done. I went to my backyard and I can say, who was there with me? Yep, again, I was there with my daughters. And I told you their names are Diamond and Jaden. And they were the only ones that were there this time. And we were swimming in my pool. Okay, how did I feel? It was hot. It was hot. It was sunny. The water was cold. I was floating. I was also barbecuing, or I'll say cooking on the grill. We played games. We had fun. So I want you to think of at least 2 times you did something or you went somewhere. Who was there with you? What were you doing? How did you feel? 2 brainstorms. Notice I haven't even written any stories. I'm just brainstorming ideas. And then when you finish, you're done for today. Tomorrow, we will actually try to figure out how we can take these parts and put them into a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? Great job. I'm proud of you. I'll talk to you soon.